So what's up, guys? It is Saturday, 1:40 p.m. And today I went to the veterinarian with my cousin. She took me to the veterinarian so I can take my cats. So we get there. There's this place called the Humane Society, and my uncles, my parents told me about it. So I'm there sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I sign up, whatever, sit down. There's cute kitties and puppies everywhere, and I'm enjoying myself, And then, I'm sitting there. 10 minutes later, I see the doctor. He's just coming out, and I see him just putting the shots on the dog, like on the owner's lap and stuff. So I'm like, there's no room. He just gives them the shots and they leave. I start noticing that, and there's another doctor just checking up the cats, right there on the seat. I'm like, I wonder if they do checkups. What the hell? So I go and ask her. I was like, oh, do you guys do checkups? They're like, no, we don't do that here, just shots. Well, I need my kitties checked up. So whatever, we left. I started calling people, in the car and stuff. So we found a place, and it was the cheapest, So we go, whatever, we check them in, and they're like, oh my god, they're so cute, whatever. And there's not a lot of people. It's real close to where my parents live, in Eureka. So we get there, and I'm not sure how old are my kitties and stuff. So we're waiting there, and it's our turn. So the doctor's checking Lila. He's like, oh no, they're much bigger. So Lila is 8 months old, right? Jazzy, aka Black Ninja, turns out she's a boy. So Jazzy's Jazz. It's a boy. And I was like, oh my god. Not only that, he was checking on Lila on her stomach, because I told him, oh, I think she has worms. He just checked Lila and stuff, and they did the fecal exam and stuff. I feel bad for them because that shit hurt. And Lila is pregnant. Yeah. So Lila's pregnant, and she's 2 weeks due. And I am still shocked, because I didn't really think she was gonna be. You know what's funny? I actually thought, because out of nowhere, her stomach was getting big. I'm like, babe, don't you think that she's probably pregnant? She's like, no, it can't be. She's such a baby, Lila is 8 months old, and Mr. Jazz Ninja over here, he's 2 months old. And yeah, it's a boy, and I didn't really notice. And now that I really noticed, I saw his little package and stuff, and it's a boy. And I am going to neuter him, but I can't do it till he's 6 months old, so I have to wait. And so the doctor was telling me, we have to check if they have worms. They both have worms. They gave them medicine, whatever, and obviously the worms were transmitted to the babies, are going to be transmitted to the babies when they come out. But and he was saying, if you don't want the babies, you can do the abortion, and it's gonna end up so expensive. So I'm just gonna let her have the babies, and we'll just give them away to Humane Society, whatever. I'll pay. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'll just give them away to wherever they need to go. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out if anybody just wants the kitties. And I also found out that Lila is a natural breed. She's a tortoiseshell. So she's right there, being a pregnant mommy. And you know what? Everything makes sense now. Everything makes sense, because now I know why Jazz is as crazy as he is. He's a crazy ass boy cat. And Lila, now I understand why she's been down and why she stopped playing out of nowhere, and she's more chilled and stuff, because she's pregnant. And that's why she's been acting like a mommy lately, because she's pregnant. And I actually asked the doctor how many babies they can have, and he said probably 4 or 5, depending, on her, I guess. But yeah. So I'm kind of worried, because as you can tell, we have carpet. So I guess what I'm gonna do is when the 2 weeks get close, I'm just gonna keep her in the bathroom. I know it's messed up, but it's the only part where we don't have carpet. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep her there. Once I'll keep her. Of course, I'm gonna leave her food and water when I go to work. But I just work, till like 10 to 3. So if she, like, I'm scared. I hope she doesn't have the babies, while I'm gone. But if she has them, then she has to have them in the bathroom. You know what I mean? So I actually texted my husband, and he was shocked. He was like, "I'm too shocked." It's like two different shock or news, crazy news. So I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna be grandparents now," you know. So yeah, big news, big news. But yeah, what do you want me to do? I'm not gonna just I'm gonna let her just feed her babies for how long, they're big enough, and not big enough, but once they're able to get away from their mommy, I'm just gonna give them away. And it's sad because babies, you know what I mean, and I can't just But yeah, that's the news. And I'm trying to keep Jazz away from Lila, because Lila's getting really annoyed, so I have to keep him away and pay more attention to Lila now that she's pregnant. So yeah, great news, right?